Alright guys, so today's video is going to be a little bit different. This is more of a discussion video, but it really does apply to this channel. Now, if you've watched my videos on headphones or earbuds, I usually find it to be a huge advantage when a company has an app that works with the product because they can keep features updated, they can fix bugs, they can add things and stuff like that. So usually they get brownie points for having this. Now I do want to go ahead and point out this video is not to attack a single company or start the discussion on why, company A is better than company B because they don't do this. It has nothing to do with that. But it does apply to Apple, so this obviously is going to come up. But what I've seen is when Apple released an update, now it's a firmware update that was 4E71. Now this specifically applied to the AirPods Max, which we know is a very expensive noise canceling pair of headphones. In fact, it came out retailing originally for $550. And in the world of headphones, especially more like consumer oriented headphones, $550 is a lot of money. So for all those people that bought those headphones and they were happy with the noise canceling, they were happy with the sound, they have found that in this update, especially for the ones that have pointed this out, that their noise canceling does not seem to be as strong. Like it's been downgraded in a way. In fact, Quinn Nelson, which runs the channel Snazzy Labs, he even posted this where Ratings, which is another website that actually tests these things, they actually confirmed that the noise canceling has been what they call nerfed or pulled back some, and it's not as effective. So I went and read the story and I looked where I saw that The Verge is actually having the same issues. There's other people pointing out that they're having this problem. And looking at the statistics and looking at the actual numbers, the noise canceling went from a 9.0 on the original review to now an 8.3. And it actually dropped 5 decibels on the noise canceling radar. Now, this is more leaning towards the mid bass to high bass range. Now, this is where your engine noises come from. These are the noises that most people are buying noise canceling headphones to block out. People traveling, they don't want to hear the low engine noise of the plane. People in cars don't want to hear the engines. Even the low rumble of like an air conditioner unit in your room, you're trying to block these things out because they're a constant sound you're going to hear in different situations. So what it makes me question is this: did they actually do something that did benefit the headphones that just happened to affect these levels? Or are they doing this on purpose because they may be close to releasing the AirPods Max 2? I've seen this in the past because Bose is another company that's done this. Right before the release of the Bose 700 headphones, the Bose QC35 2s, all of a sudden the noise canceling wasn't as good on that. It's almost like they're trying to tell consumers, well, your headphones are kind of not as good as they used to be. It might be time to upgrade. And it's kind of like a backhanded way to do things. And Bose never acknowledged this in the beginning. They actually waited a couple of months before giving people the ability to downgrade back to an older firmware, which would supposedly fix the noise canceling. So it's almost like they were buying time to get people interested in the Bose 700. Again, I'm not accusing them, but this is just what consumers look at. And you can't help but to look at it because Apple is, again, another company that has been accused of doing this in the past. There was actually a class action lawsuit against them back in 2017 because when they released iOS 10, a lot of people started to claim that they were throttling the older devices, basically making it where your phone wasn't as good as it was before this update. So Apple eventually did come out and say that yes, they did kind of throttle back the performance because the batteries in those original devices weren't really made to be able to handle a lot of the features of iOS 10, and it was going to drain the battery quicker. But again, they were not forward with this information in the beginning. People just had to realize that their device wasn't working as good as it was, and they had to go through a lawsuit to actually get this to happen.
If you had an iPhone 6 or 7 before 2018, you could get some money back from Apple. The company is settling a class action lawsuit claiming it purposely slowed down those iPhone models to make users think they needed newer, faster phones. And under the deal, owners of certain iPhone models will be entitled to about $25 per device. The payout is expected to cost Apple up to $500 million.
So the whole point of this video and the whole point of having this discussion is I do want to hear your opinions in the comment section, but is having an app really that beneficial when it comes to all of these different audio products? I still say yes, because there's a lot of things that apps have been able to fix. Apps have been able to add features. I mean, we've seen it with the Jabra Elite. I think it was the 75Ts. They originally didn't even have noise canceling, and through a firmware upgrade, they were able to add noise canceling to a product. And to me, that just blows my mind that a company would do that, but even the fact that that's possible. So do you guys find it shady when a company does this? Do you think it was on purpose? Do you think it's an accident? Do you think they actually fix something else? Because one time where a company was kind of accused of this was when Sony did this with the Sony WH-1000X M3s. People were all of a sudden complaining that the noise canceling wasn't as effective. They noticed a difference. And so they accused Sony of doing the same thing to those headphones because they thought the XM4s were being released. But that one just turned out that when you upgraded the firmware, it automatically toggled on the adaptive noise canceling. So people that were used to just having their noise canceling set to strong all the time, all of a sudden had it where it was just changing on whatever their environment was, so they felt like it was just taking a dip. So that one there was actually a reason for, and once people switched it into strong noise canceling, it wasn't an issue. But there really is an issue with the AirPods Max, and it is a very expensive pair of headphones that is pulling back on one of its main selling points. It had excellent noise canceling, and in fact, it probably still has great noise canceling, but it wasn't as good as when you bought it, and it's not because it just kind of degraded over time. It was because the company did something within a firmware upgrade that they don't actually give you notes for what they did. So you just kind of have to take their word for it that all they did was just kind of fix bugs and add to the device that you already have. Apple hasn't really responded to anybody on this. So, as of right now, I don't have any info on that. But I wanted to bring this up as a discussion because, I do talk about a lot of products, and I do, again, find it to be a huge plus when they work with apps or when they work with specific things where they can be fixed or upgraded. And again, added features. So this is kind of making me second guess some of that. I mean, I don't want to fall in love with a product, be one of my favorite earbuds or headphones, and then lose the quality or lose a feature or lose something because I'm giving another company that ability to be able to do that. So what is your opinion on this? Again, I know this is a different kind of video, but I think it's a good idea to just have videos where we're discussing things. But guys, that wraps up this video. It's again something I felt like really applied to this channel. Thank you so much for checking this out. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.